They accepted it as culture.
Dancing can be a part of culture, and it can be. You could say, "Hey, that's just the culture, right?"
Yeah.
But here's the thing: if I had my daughter in some dancing class and doing dancing or whatever, is a recreational thing. I wouldn't be letting a bunch of grown men video camera and and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? In the middle of the fucking street.
Right.
Yeah, I mean that shit was weird. I just the whole thing didn't seem right.
Yeah.
It just didn't seem right.
Right.
You know, I'm not totally opposed to kids doing dance for recreation.
Right.
But I am opposed to them doing it to negative message music.
Right.
And I am opposed to them doing it in front of grown men and stuff like that when they're little girls and shit. I mean,
that was sexual dances.
That is exactly.
Sexual, yeah.
Exactly. And that's another point. That there was sexual dances, not regular dances, that the kids were doing, and that's a red flag right there. It was just all fucked up. You know what I mean? It was all fucked up.
That's why I got out of there, man. I couldn't do it.
And you know what's crazy?
What's that?
A lot of those people were wearing $200 outfits. $300 pairs of shoes and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dressed too.
Not one of them could spare a fucking dollar. I was out there for 2 hours, and I bet you 10,000, maybe 20,000 people walked past me, and I made $10.
Dang.
In a latte.
Yeah.
And some food. But it's like, honestly, you can see these people changing. You can see it in the black community. They're changing. The colonization and the influence of the colonizers and of the
what you see them becoming,
the indoctrination factions are just taking complete control over these people. They're not the same,
right?
They're not. It's almost like they're not black no more,
right?
It's like they white black people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'll be honest, bro. I tell black people this all the time. I'm blacker than you, no matter how the fuck you look at it.
Right.
But they don't understand that being black is a state of mind, and it's a state of spirituality and personal cultural growth. You know what I'm saying? They don't know.
You ever see that movie Trading? You ever see that movie Trading Places with Eddie Murphy? Was played in that movie, and Dan Aykroyd.
With the stock exchange?
Yeah. You know, that was the plot of that whole movie, to turn Eddie Murphy white, and then Dan Aykroyd turn him black, because it shows the elites, like you just said, the people are programmed. They doing exactly that. They show you that in that movie, Trading Places. Right. So the blacks are becoming white, and a lot of the whites kind of take on the black nature and culture. Because you hear a lot of whites playing that rap music. You see a lot of whites playing the rap music.
Oh yeah, that's true too. Yeah. Well, so like, in my opinion, that movie is such a prime example of how, that's how the elites work. Because in that movie that we're talking about, they made a bet. They made a bet, and they said, "Hey, I bet you he's not going to do a good job or whatever." Or he said, if you lose the bet, you can pick that guy to be the head of the firm or whatever, right?
Right.
And he took that bet.
Right.
And that's how recklessly and senselessly that these elites make decisions.
Exactly.
Because they have no higher authority above them.
Right.
They're not bound by the laws or anything like that.
It's a game to them.
It's a game to them. And that's what I'm saying. They act like, because society thinks that they're all in accord to this agenda and this and that. That's a goddamn lie.
Right.
Because the elites, they have different families and different bloodline royalties, and those different families, they don't see eye to eye on nothing. They don't see eye to eye on anything. The only thing that they have is common interests, and sometimes they don't even give a fuck about that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To where, they have their common interest, and they have their own personal interests, and their personal interest is their main objective goals to fulfill their goals. That's what their main thing is to do.
To make money and destroy lives.
No, because they
have that in common.
Huh?
They have that in common.
Right.
Make money.
But that's insignificant.
Put the people in debt. and they continue to make money. The rich get richer.
Yeah.
You heard that saying.
Yeah.
We heard that forever. The rich get richer,
But
the poor get poorer.
But there's 2 or 3 of those families that don't even need us. Don't even need the people. They're so up there, they don't give a fuck about money.
They practice that too.
Huh?
They practice that too. Bill Gates say it all the time. You talking about population control? You know. Yeah.
But the ones,
vaccinations and stuff like that.
They're more into control, influence, and land and minerals and things like that. They do not care about money because they have so much of it.
Right.
They have an endless supply of it. They don't need it.
But they want more. I mean, it's built in. That greed nature factor is built into them. Mm-hmm. You want more. You want more. You want more. You want more.
But their greed is not more hungrier than us, the poor, that have nothing.
Well, it's to squeeze us.
Huh?
It's to squeeze the people. Right. Yeah. They joy come from that.
Right.
The people suffering.
Exactly. Yeah. I agree with that.
Yeah. The people suffering.
Because when I used to panhandle all the time, I swear you would not believe how many people I used to come in contact with that hated homeless people. Straight up hated homeless people.
Yeah.
And that's a very real thing. People don't understand that's real.
Yeah, they kill homeless people. They just, it's a sport. As a sport.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard of that, but
they made some movies about that. They show you that
I think
snatch them from the street, then take them somewhere. The rich, they hunt them.
I think more of like raping us and torturing
Hunger
us.
Games and all that was.
More of raping us and torturing us. That happens much more commonly.
Yeah.
Much more commonly.
Yeah, the rich is they very wicked, man.
They are very wicked. I agree.
Yeah.
And that, the rich will be the poor and the poor will be the rich. The powers will be redistributed.
Does he get a time?
What's up, man? You got the time on you?
So you believe in shifters and stuff like that?
I believe
the
that
serpent people.
I believe, yes, I do think that they are in the military bases. It's 127. So I think that they are in the military bases, and that they are controlling the government from these military bases that's deep underground. Now what's ironic is that a lot of these military bases are actually located where there used to be mountains, to where they actually mined the mountain to where it depleted the entire mountain. People don't understand, here in America there used to be a lot of mountains, and a lot of those mountains are gone, and I'll tell you where they went. Those mountains were completely mined to completion. They were mined till there's nothing left, right? So basically now they're putting military bases where those mines, they're putting military bases where they've been mining, because they excavated so much fucking dirt and everything out of that land to where there's just huge massive holes, and then they said, well, we're going to put a military complex here. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Because there's special energy where those mountains used to be, sacred energy. So they think they're protecting.
What you know about CERN, Switzerland? CERN.
I gotta go.
You gotta go?
Yeah.
What you know about CERN though? Before you go?
I gotta go.
Okay. All right. I'll holler at you. That was interesting, y'all. Cause
all right, King.
All right, sisters.
How you doing?
Hey, how y'all doing? Cause even he peeped. He was telling me about that parade, man. How the little girls was sexually dancing and in front of all these grown men, and grown men taking pictures, and I got the cameras, and he was saying how messed up our people are. And this is coming from the white dude, man. He was talking about how messed up our people are. Ain't that what I was saying earlier in this video? Probably part 1. I couldn't watch that parade because they're celebrating sin, actually. When you dissect it all, this is not just a football celebration. It's a celebration of sin, man. S-I-N. What do you think the wilderness was? The children of Israel in the wilderness. That was a celebration. They were in the wilderness having a party for corruption. Corruption is sin, y'all. Now we can wordplay it. We can talk about the Circle City Classic. it's a football game or whatever. But what's the root of it? What's behind all of that? The vibrations behind all this. Of course, the white dude don't have the deeper answers. Because we have the Holy Spirit. We know the deep things of God. But this is celebration of, this is Satanism, man. Celebration of Satan worship, man. And they preparing the people for Satan in the flesh. The manifestation of Satan in the flesh. That's what this is. We saw the beginning of it in, with the children of Israel in Exodus. So that's what they're conjuring up. All these parades and parties and rituals and seances, and that's why I was asking about CERN, Switzerland, where they basically the black hole that goes into the black hole, the opening of the black hole. They're tapping into matter with antimatter, and they're bringing in the world is getting more darker, corrupt. That's the abyss and stuff. When you get the book of Revelations, it talks about that. Chapter 16, 17, 8. It's the opening of the abyss. The bottomless pit. Dark demons will surface, will manifest. And y'all heard of that, Armageddon and Apollyon, and that's biblical. It's biblical. So the children of Israel are in great danger, great trouble, man. The destruction that's coming, and they're bringing it in. They're partying, and their sins. That energy is what Satan needs. The less the energy, the less the demonic influence. For example, if light was dominating the earth, that's what oppresses the darkness. Because there's not enough light. What the Bible says, let the wheat and the tares come up together. So that's what's going on. The wheat and the tares are coming up together. But their energy of darkness is bringing in the kingdom of Satan, man. So that's what he's talking about. These little girls that was basically porn, dancing. When you say soft porn, I couldn't watch that parade, man. I couldn't do it. See my people partying like that, and if you one of those people that you can watch our people have a parade, you can participate in it, you got darkness in you. You got principalities and powers in you. That's what I've been teaching all this week, basically in the videos. My last 3 videos been kind of covering that you guys are being prepared for the mark of the beast, to receive Satan as your God, your Lord. And you bear his energy, because that should be an abomination to you. That should hurt you to see your people in that state, celebrating like that. There's no way Moses could have came down and just watched his people worship idols and sing. They were singing and praising and dancing, doing something God had forbidden them to do. They were forbidden to make those gods that they were doing. Everything our people are celebrating, they were really forbidden to do this. They've been forbidden to do these things, man. They shouldn't be dancing off that music that they're dancing to. Having parades for football games, and this is corruption, man. What's going on? Shouldn't be smoking.
Why not?
It's bad for you. It's still bad for you, smoking. Come here a minute. They gonna say like weed gets a pass. She said ain't no cigarette. Well, weed don't get no pass. See what I'm saying, y'all? corruption,